Tadparam Paryaya Vidmahe Jnanalingeshwaraya Dhimahi Tanno Guruhu Prachodayate Om Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Cha Vaidhyakena Yopakarotam Savaram Muninam Padanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om. Namaste and greetings from CYTER of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth in Pondicherry, India. It is a great honor that we are able to organize this event, a 3-day webinar on the role of yoga in times of COVID-19. CYTER for the past 5 years, since 2015, has been celebrating with an extensive program, the International Day of Yoga, every year. And this year we have all moved online. And as we move online, all our activities have also shifted into the webinar, which is going to be these 3 days of wonderful meetings and greetings with all of you. I acknowledge the wonderful benevolent support we receive from the management of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth, our Chancellor, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, and all the senior functionaries of the university. Today I'm presenting a topic which has come up during the past few months, a topic which deals with the current pandemic and the importance of self-care during this time. And so my topic is enhancing self-care through yoga during the COVID-19 pandemic. We need to understand that if we are not taking care of ourselves, we cannot take care of anybody else. And at Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth, the Center for Yoga Therapy, Education and Research has been supporting the self-care of not only the students, faculty and staff of our deemed to be university, but also of our society through various outreach programs, including a series of yogic self-care on our Facebook page that has reached hundreds of thousands of people in an effective manner. During the COVID-19 pandemic, along with the pandemic, we have also had a second pandemic, because every human being on the planet has been affected either directly or indirectly by this pandemic. And what has happened is this invisible enemy, the size of the COVID-19, the coronavirus, is so small that the virus load in the whole world is less than a few grams. And yet it has brought humanity to its knees. But what it has brought along with it is another enemy that destroys us from within, and that is Abhaya, that is fear. Fear weakens our immune system and makes us more susceptible to COVID-19. It is said in the Yoga Sutras of Maharishi Patanjali that we have the antarayas, the internal obstacles in sadhana, and that they have sahabhuvaha, which are the coexisting manifestations, 9 plus 4 making that lucky number 13. Fear is definitely one of the internal enemies at this point. The focus on self-care is the need of the hour. Because we need to refocus on our own salutogenesis, that is the swastha, our own inherent capacity and ability to be responsible for our own health and wellness. We must move from pathogenesis, the focus on disease that worsens fear, towards salutogenesis, the focus on health that strengthens all of our systems. Yoga empowers us, enables us to take charge of our own life, thus promoting holistic health for each and every one of us. And that is why yoga strengthens our immune system. It is the anti-stress vaccine. It is the anti-stress antidote. All in all, yoga enables us to be the best us. And when we are the best us, we can fight the external enemy much, much more efficiently. The yogic principles of Yama-Niyama, these are the first two limbs of the Ashtanga of Maharishi Patanjali. And they include cleanliness, purity, and self-control. This cleanliness and purity, which is saucha, and self-control, which is tapasya, are most important in the present moment when the social, or rather physical distancing and personal hygiene are being emphasized by all medical authorities. We are being told, wash your hands for those 20 seconds, use soap, use detergent, use disinfectant. All of this we are being told. Maintain distance, make sure when you come home, wash yourself, wash your clothes. It's amazing actually, the principle of saucha is being propagated throughout the world, but it's still the external saucha. Yoga talks of an internal purity also. A sense of service, which is called seva, an unconditional action, which is nishkama karma yoga, the action done without attachment, are to be emphasized to help our fellow brethren who are in need. There's a huge army in the forefront, the frontline warriors. We need to support them in the forefront through our cheerfulness. And we were having the synchronized global prayer where every day we were expressing our mudita punya, our cheerfulness for the noble warriors who are doing the best for humanity at this point of time. And at the same time, those who are suffering, we need to express our compassion for them, karuna for those who are suffering. The two attitudes have to come together, mudita punya and the karuna towards those who are in dukkha, those who are suffering. That is so, so important at this point of time. Maharishi Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras gives us the concept of Kriya Yoga, and Kriya Yoga can be understood as a triple vaccine. Because Abhinivesha, the primitive survival urge, it can overcome even the wisest of the wise, says Maharishi Patanjali. He says that this Abhinivesha, Swarasavahi, it is of its own empowerment. It runs on autopilot. Swarasavahi vidusho api samarudaha. Even the vidusho, even the most wisest of people, they get caught in this. I have to survive at any cost. And that stress, that sets off the stress response that weakens the whole immune system. Unless these kleshas, the pancha kleshas of yoga, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, ignorance, egoism, likes and dislikes and survival instinct, unless we attenuate them, unless we minimize them, we cannot manifest wellness because they destroy us from within. And that is why the Kriya Yoga of Maharishi Patanjali, Tapas Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhana, is the triple vaccine to deal an effective blow to COVID-19. The tapa, which is discipline, maintaining the discipline so that we do what needs to be done and we don't do what shouldn't be done. Swadhyaya, the capacity to introspect and find the solution rather than focusing only on the problem. And Ishvara Pranidhana, an ability to see the bigger picture. Because the moment you see the bigger picture, the stress levels all go down. Stress is because of focusing on only the small picture. The moment you see the bigger picture, stress goes down. The concept in yoga is yato mana tata prana. Where the mind goes, there the energy flows. And yoga practices, especially those when done mindfully, they strengthen our immune system by inducing a sense of empowerment and self-confidence. All of this is coming from within. They help us regain cortical control over the senses and emotions that are in turmoil. See, the senses and emotions are at a lower level of our consciousness. And they're like, what's going to happen? Will I survive? Will the planet survive? What's going to happen to my job? What's going to happen to my family? What's going to happen to me? And this constant sensory emotional turmoil, the cortical control can tell us, the prefrontal cortex can tell us, well, just stay calm and this too shall pass. Do what you need to do at the right moment and the solution will manifest. You know, this is where this part of us is the adult part. It says, don't worry, I am there, we will take care. The lower part is the small kid. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Are we yet there? You know, that type of attitude. Through yogic self-care, we can be our true selves, strong, safe, caring, and healthy. And we need to stay safe and stay healthy if we are to help others. This is a very beautiful image that I have taken from the Momentous Institute, which is a beautiful image that is talking about this. Because if you look at it, the amygdala is the part where all the emotions are coming from. You see here, this red one. The amygdala is where all the emotions are coming from. Very turbulent emotions. The hippocampus is where the memories are. Oh my God, last time this happened, what do I do? And the stress goes on. And so this keeps on going round and round and round and round and round in the limbic system, worsening the emotional volatility. But up here, the prefrontal cortex, this is the part that we want to activate right here. This is the part. And when we work on this part says, don't worry, people are working on it and we just need to stay calm and do what is expected of us. All of this is related to a branch of modern medical science that deals with the mind-body phenomenon. It's called Psycho-Neuro-Immunology. Psycho-Neuro-Immunology, that is the immune system's relationship with the nervous system and how what you feel, what you think, what you are can influence it both positively and negatively. In this branch of medical science, we start to realize how our thoughts and emotions can affect our immune system. Stress, fear, and negative emotions are known to weaken the immune system. And just for emphasis, I'm going to repeat that. Stress, fear, and negative emotions are known to weaken our immune system. Yoga and that all-important component of yoga, which is dhyanam, meditation, mindfulness, and positive emotions, along with the relaxation, they all strengthen it. So we have the choice. Do we want to weaken our immune system by focusing on the pathogenic aspects of the disease and the stressor and the problems, or strengthen it by the salutogenic limb, which says, let me focus on my mindfulness. Let me focus on how fortunate we are as human beings to have the power of choice. That is the difference that then affects our psycho-neuro-immunology. So we see how our behavior, what is our behavior? It is basically the result of our thoughts and emotions. And that is why when the thoughts and emotions are under control, we are on our best behavior. When our thoughts are scattered, when our emotions are volatile, for sure we are not on our best behavior. And that is where Dr. Bruce Banner becomes the Hulk with those emotions. And we become that Hulk which has not much of a cerebral cortex functioning. The brain, the endocrine system, and the immune system and the nervous system, they are all interconnected. And the brain is connected, the nervous system, immune system, endocrine, and they are all connected. And what is it that is influencing this whole thing? The behavior. What is the behavior? The thoughts and the emotions. And this is where, in psycho-neuro-immunology, it is a recent phenomenon and understanding in modern medical science. But the ancient yogis, ancient cultures understood what happens in your mind influences your body. And what happens in your body influences the mind. It's called psychosomatics and somatopsychics. And this is a beautiful framework to understand the pieces of the puzzle and how they come together. So for example, if there's anxiety, depression, and insomnia, it comes in, it affects the immune system with inflammation, infections, allergy, and pain. The cytokines and the hormones, they affect the endocrine, the thyroid, adrenal, gonads, hormones and neurotransmitters. So here, the moment stress comes in, all of this starts to manifest. The nervous system is affected negatively. It affects the immune system, the endocrine system negatively. And you have this vicious spiral, which is becoming worse and worse because of the stress. Normally, we talk about the stress response. In yoga, we talk about the relaxation response. So the limbic overreactivity. This limbic system plays a major role in triggering the emotional upheaval that then results in a weakening of the immune function. When the immune function is weakened, every microbe, not just coronavirus, every microbe gets a chance to attack us as our defenses are totally wrecked. They are weakened and wrecked. Fear, especially of the magnitude being experienced and expressed by all of us in the present times, it destroys any chance we have of fighting this devious enemy. That is why fearlessness, abhayam, is the need of the hour. That bhayam is the fear. Bhayam. Abhayam is fear not. That is the need of the hour. So if you look at this, you can see how all these soldiers of the immune system and how they are all affected. All of them affected by the stressor coming in. The hypothalamo-pituitary axis, the central nervous system, cytokines, how it is affecting your thyroid, your adrenals, the thymus, the gonads, and how all these immune modulators are then coming down. The vagus, remember the vagus, the polyvagal theory, which has become so popular these days. The vagus is the part that is enabling the relaxation response to occur, combating the stress response with relaxation. And we find that all our immune systems, the cells and organs of the immune system, our thymus, the bone marrow, lymph nodes, spleen, and the immune cells, all of them, they can start to function at the optimal level of functioning so that they are efficiently helping us fight this battle against the external enemy. Strengthening the system from within, that is where yoga is saying we need to work on the psycho-neuro-immunological axis. Swami Geethananda Giri, the codifier of Geethananda Yoga tradition, he made a beautiful statement. He said the first disease is the sense of duality, dvaitam, that leads to fear, that creates an imbalance of mind leading to diseases in the body. Where do the diseases in the body, the vyadhi, where do they come from? A sense of dvaitam that leads to bhayam, and that bhayam leads to the imbalance. Fear triggers the imbalance that then leads to the disease. The Yoga Vasishta, one of the very important texts of yoga and codified 5,000 years ago at least. It understood this psychosomatic phenomenon and termed it as Adija Vyadi. Ja means to be born. Adi is from the higher source. Vyadi is the disease. The source of the disease that lies in the higher, which means in the most subtle psyche. Perception of duality between the self and the universe. That sense of dvaitam leads to mental agitations in the mind-body. The psychological existence called in yoga as manomaya kosha. This leads to a haphazard flow of prana, the energy in the pranamaya kosha, and then leading to hypocellular activity. It is called ajiranatvam. Hypercellular activity, atijiranatvam, and altered cellular activity, kujiranatvam, at the physical level of existence in the annamaya. And that is why, according to yoga, the disease, the vyadhi, is a manifestation of imbalance in the psyche, the adi itself. And in the manomaya kosha, the psychological existence, the mind-body, the mental agitations. Why is the mind agitated? Because of a sense of duality leading to fear. At the energy body level, at the energy existence, the physiological existence, the haphazard flow of prana, the unstable flow, leading to these hypercellular, and altered cellular activity. Atijiranam, ajiranam, and kujiranam, leading to vyadhi at the physical level. One of my illustrious mentors and one of the very great human beings of India, one of those scientist yogis, is Dr. W. Selvamurthy, who is currently with the Amity University, and he retired as the Chief of Defense Research Development Organization, DRDO, Government of India, and before that at the Defense Institute of Physiology and Allied Sciences, DIPAS, a physiologist, a scientist, a yogi. And he visited SBV some time back, and in his talk he made a beautiful statement. He said that we can think of the effect of yoga as a 3-in-1 action against stress. He said the first part is that yoga enables and empowers the individual to modify the perception of stress. Because it is only when you perceive something as stressful that the stress response comes in. If you don't perceive it as stressful, there's no stress response. Which is why I often say, nothing can stress you unless you let it stress you. So you modify your perception of the stressor. The second thing is you optimize the response to it. This is the response part which is coming from within. And then if you have the stresses, efficiently release the pent-up stresses. So you modify the perception, that is at the subtle level of your perceptions. The second is at your physiological response, you optimize the responses. And the third is if you have the stress, let go of it. Don't hold on to the stress. The more you hold on to the stress, the more it's going to hurt you. And so 3-in-1 action, anti-stress action of yoga. And this is very similar to Antonovsky's concept of salutogenic pathway, where he tells us that when the stressor comes in, there is a possibility of going towards positive health, which is H+, or negative health, which is H-. So the tension induced by the stressor, depending on how you perceive it, how you respond to it, well, it could make you go towards positive health, that is the salutogenic pathway. Or if you let it break you down, that is the pathogenic pathway. You go down the breakdown pathway to the disease. So how you perceive stress, how you respond to stress, and how you learn to release stress, that is very much part of a salutogenic approach to stress. You cannot, the stress is there, okay? You cannot wish it away. The COVID-19 is real. The pandemic is real. Now, how are you going to deal with it? Are you going to let it break you down by focusing on disease? Or are you going to enable it to make you a better you, which is the salutogenic, promoting positive health part of the whole empowering process of yoga? And this is why it is not the stressor, but how we are responding to the stressor that makes the difference whether we are going to go on the salutogenic path towards positive health or the pathogenic path where disease and death and decay occurs. So what are some of the practices? These are the concepts. What are some of the practices that can come into this? Well, one is the practice which is very popular with so many of you worldwide nowadays. Nada Bhavana Shuddhi Kriya, which works on letting go of the stress. We have the anxiety and tension in the abdomen. We have it in the chest. We have it in the neck. The performance anxiety, relationship anxiety, status anxiety, and we want to let go of it. So we go, ha, 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 ha. This is at the abdominal level. Ho, 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 at the mid-chest region. And then at the neck region, he. And we bring all the stress up to the conscious level where we can deal with it. We become aware of the subconscious stresses induced by the survival mechanism, the brainstem, making the sound, the nada, me. We enhance the cognitive higher abilities of the intellect. Remember that prefrontal cortex, the adult part of us? the. And then we throw out all the tensions and become stress-free by saying, go, 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 go. And then we come into an introspective silence where the calm within can come and manifest. Let's do a few rounds of this. Join me with this, okay? Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. He, 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 he. He, 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 he. He, 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 he. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. They. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Ha, 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 ha. Ho, 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 ho. He, 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 he. Me, 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 me. They. Go, 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 go. And then just sitting quietly. A beautiful introspective silence. You have thrown out all the stresses. You're enhancing, optimizing your response to the stresses. And you want to change your perception of the stressor, modify your perception, optimize your response, and release the stresses efficiently. 3-in-1 action of yoga, manifesting in this Nada Bhavana Shuddhi Kriya, cleansing our attitudes through the use of sound vibrations. A very effective practice that people of all ages can do. Kids love it, adults love it, seniors love it, everybody loves it. Why? Because when you let go of the stress, you can be yourself. And when you are yourself, you are at ease. When you are at ease, you have a sense of joy and wellness. Pranayama is a key because it unlocks the self-healing potential. Each one of us is blessed with self-healing potential. And pranayama, by enhancing the prana, the life energy, can help us heal ourselves better. So one of the practices we can do here is called Nasarga Mukha Bhastrika, where we whoosh the tensions away. So what we do is we start shaking our hand. Your right hand, shaking your left hand, shaking both hands, giving a good shake, and you can shake your head and shoulders also. Give a good shake, a nice shake, a very beautiful shake at this point. Excellent shake. Beautiful, beautiful. A very nice shake. Now catch hold of all the tension, take in a deep breath, and whoosh it out. That is an explosive throwing it out. That is where the Bhastrika, Nasarga, which is the nose. You're breathing in the nose. And Mukha Bhastrika, throwing it out through the mouth. Again, a nice shake. Shaking your head, shaking your hands, shaking your body, giving a healthy shake, a beautiful shake, 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 shake. Shaking, 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 shaking. Catch hold of all the tension. And throw it out. Again, one more time. Shaking, shaking, shaking. Nice shake. Give a good shake, shake, shake. Shake up, shake to the side, shake down, shake every place. As fast as possible. Fast, 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 fast. Catch hold of all the tension. Take in a deep breath. And throw it all out. Just relaxing a few seconds. Contemplate a sense of lightness. A beautiful sense of lightness arising within you. You have thrown away the load of junk called stress. The more you accumulate stress, the more junk you are accumulating, the more stressed out you are becoming. So just take it and throw it out, throw it out, throw it out. And you feel so much lighter without that load of stress. The more the stress, The more the homeostasis becomes allostasis. The more the allostatic load, well, the worse our immune system, the worse every system in our body is going to become. By throwing out, you are reducing the allostatic load, letting the homeostatic mechanisms set in, restoring normalcy, restoring health and wellness. The next practice is a beautiful practice called the pranava. And the pranava in the Indian culture is the Om, consisting of 3 sounds, A, U, and M. The Akara, A, the Ukara, U, and the Makara, M. And then it comes together in the Omkara, A. Bringing it all together. And this universal vibration of the pranava, Maharishi Patanjali tells us in the Yoga Darshana, Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha, the vibration of the universal pure consciousness. That pure consciousness, the vibration, is the pranava. Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha. So when we are making the sound, we are going from the gross level of existence to the subtle and to the causal layers of existence. We are retracing our way back, home, sweet home. Even in that word, H-O-M-E, you find the Om. So it's Om, sweet home. This sound, this vibration of the universe has been perceived in different cultures. And that is why it is universal, because you find that the Christian culture found it as Amen. And the Islamic culture found it as Ameen. The same. Ameen, Ameen, Om. They're all one and the same. But what happens is different cultures perceived it differently. And that is why the pranava is universal. It is not limited to any one culture. And here in the pranava, we bring it into a pranayama practice called the pranava pranayama, where we use the chin mudra, bringing the index and thumb together with the other fingers straight, placing it on the upper inner aspect of the thigh. Both hands you have to do. The image only is showing one hand, but you have to do it with both hands. And focusing on the lower part of the lungs, we take in a deep breath and we breathe out. Again, breathing in, lower chest. And a third time, breathing into the lower chest. To perform the second part, the chin mudra, you curl the fingers in, so it becomes chin maya mudra. The chin mudra becomes chin maya. Again, placing both the hands on the upper inner aspect of the thigh. Now we focus on the mid-chest, Ukara Nada. Breathing into the mid-chest. Breathing in. Once more, breathing in. The third component is done with the upper chest, and you perform Adi Mudra by bringing the thumb into the center of the palm and closing the other fingers around it. So you have the thumb in the center, other fingers around it, making a fist with the thumb inside, not outside. and placing it down on the thighs, focusing on the upper chest region, breathing in and breathing out with the sound of again, breathing in once more, breathing in So the three components, we have focused on the lower, mid and upper parts of the lungs, energizing lower, middle and upper parts of the body. And at this time, we have used three sounds: the akara, ukara, mkara, akara, ukara, makara. And now we bring it all together. So the two Adi Mudras, bring them with the knuckles touching at the navel center. Now we are going to be performing Mahat Yoga Pranayama, breathing the lower, mid and upper parts of the lungs and then breathing out with the sound A-U. So just breathing out, emptying the lungs, breathing in low, mid and high. Again, breathing in low, mid, high. One more time, breathing in. Relax your hands to your lap and just enjoy a few moments of contemplative silence. Beautiful self-healing potential manifesting through this Pranava Pranayama, where we have energized the lower, middle and upper parts of the body using the vibration of the A, U and Ma, bringing together an efficient functioning of all systems, harmonizing all the systems to function together, bringing forth optimal health, a sense of wellness, harmony, and a sense of ease from within. A beautiful sukham that enables us to feel at ease with ourselves. And from that comes a beautiful sense of joy. Continuing with our practices, the Pranava Pranayama has unlimited healing potential because what it does is it enhances the self-healing. And so the person can heal themselves better because all the blocks that are there against the healing, they can be unblocked. Patanjali says, remove the impediments, like the farmer removes the impediments from the growth of crops in the field. He removes all that is preventing the growth of the crop, and then the crop can grow on its own. We remove all the blockages that are preventing health and happiness and wellness from manifesting. When you remove the blocks, health and happiness, joy can manifest from within. This is why yoga is based on empowering the individual, helping the individual heal themselves. The self-healing energies are enhanced, and the power of choice, the power of responsibility is given to the individual. Nobody can do it for you. You do it for yourself. We can facilitate, we can give the structure, but the individual has to do it for themselves. Yoga is the best do-it-yourself kit for health and happiness. This is where the mantra japa especially of the Om, has been found to be very useful, because what happens is when the emotions are in a high level emotion, anger, fear, excitement, hate, disgust, what happens is the higher cortex is disabled, and the amygdala and brainstem, they make us react rather than respond. We become reactive and we are reactionary. Because what happens, the high level of emotions disables the higher cortex. And when the emotions are brought under control, when you are calm and relaxed, the higher cortical functions are enhanced. This is why it is so important for the mantra japa. You know, a japa, depending on your own cultural context, you can choose any sound or phrase to repeat. And when you repeat, for example, Om, 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 or Mara, 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 Rama Japa, or Va, Siva, Siva, Shiva, Siva, Siva. The Vasi that becomes Siva, the Mara that becomes Rama. Any phrase, or Shanti, 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 Shanti. What you are doing is the mantra japa is happening. And that is why these japas are so important to attenuate the limbic overactivity. And work done at NIMHANS, the National Institute for Mental Health in Bangalore, has shown that the Om japa, the repetition of the Om, attenuates the limbic overactivity. Functional MRI scans have shown it. So there is definitely even scientific basis coming up. And through this, what you are doing is that the relaxation response, you could use the pranava while lying down. And when lying down, if you use it, it becomes a pranava relaxation. And very, very useful to reduce stress. All our care seekers coming to CYTER of SBV, they get this pranava relaxation and they just enjoy it so much. Recently, the BBC had one of its series, The Real Marigold, and we had eminent personalities, including one of the very, very interesting cricket commentators, Henry, who came, and it was just amazing actually. He enjoyed it so much. He said, I've never felt so relaxed in my whole life. And for the first time, I could sleep on my back. That is what happens when you do these practices. You just let go of the tensions and you can be yourself. And when you are like yourself, well, you are more like a baby, and so you sleep like a baby. One of the very important mantras in Indian culture is called the Mahamrityunjaya. This Mahamrityunjaya mantra that starts with Trayambakam helps us to overcome the fear of mortality. That fear of mortality is the poison that dampens our immunity and retards the capacity to heal. And this can be chanted where we actually bring in the individual. But here I'm presenting a commonality where we are saying that let people who are born under all the constellations, all the zodiac, and in all families and societies, may each person manifest that fearlessness towards death. Because the fear of death is what triggers the abhinivesha, triggers the stress response. When you can overcome the fear of death, you stop dying. Most people die every day from the fear of death. Why die every day? There will be a day we all have to die. That's part of being human. Every being that is born has to die. But why die every day from the fear? And that is where Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhyam Pushtirvardhanam Om Jhum Saha Sarvanakshatre Sarvarasi Sujat Sarvanam Desya Sahajhum Hum Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mokshiyamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Om Jum Saham Sarvanakshatve Sarvarasi Sujat Sarvanam Desya Sahajum Hum Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mritya Mokshiyamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Om Jum Saham Sarvanakshatre Sarvarasi Sujat Sarvanam Desya Sahajum Hum Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mritya Mokshiyamamritat Om. The repetition of this Mahamrityunjaya enables us to overcome that fear, that trigger of the whole stress response. Yoga has numerous mudras that enable us to empower ourselves. Bhairava Mudra, where you place your left hand below and the right hand is on top of it, resting on the lap. You close your eyes and contemplating this. What happens is you enhance the self-confidence and reliance from within. You manifest that strength and courage of Bhairava. If you place the left hand on top, it becomes Bhairavi. So the masculine and feminine aspects of empowering ourselves, strengthening ourselves so that we are a courageous, brave heart. Very, very important in these times. Bhairava Mudra, Bhairavi Mudra. The other mudra is what is called Abhaya. Bhaya is fear, Abhaya means fear not. And all Indian deities, in fact, all Asian deities are depicted with the right hand in this. And their fingers are together, not like this. It's like this. Abhaya, which means fear not. When we perform this and we contemplate it, we are reminded we are not alone. We are all one. The divine universe is always on our side. And at that moment, we learn to overcome fear. We become Abhaya. We become that fearless one. And when you don't fear it, well, you can be the best you at that point. Other mudras we can do include this Anjali Mudra, where we stretch up, then bring the hands to the top of the head for Kailash, the forehead, the throat, and the heart center. And when we do this practice, what we are doing is that we are enhancing our connectivity with the cosmos. So what we do is we breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We breathe out there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out, bring the hands to the next mudra, the Kailash Mudra, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring your hands to the forehead, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the forehead, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out to the throat, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the throat, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming to the heart center, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the heart center. This practice, where we use the breathing and we use the hand gesture, it is a very beautiful way to connect to the cosmos. And when you feel connected, you're much more healthy. So this is, again, one practice. Again, we can do it with the Om Japa and other things, but that's for another day. And all of these practices that I'm talking about are there on YouTube. There are numerous videos. You can search them. And if you don't find them, well, write to us and we'll share them with you. Again, during COVID times, we are sitting at the computer a lot like we are sitting right now. So stretching up, giving a good stretch into the thala once in a while and turning the head to the right and the left like this. Gives you a beautiful stretch. And it opens up the shoulder, the neck, the upper parts of the spine area, the spinal area, the shoulder, the neck. And really it's very, very useful. Do this once in a while, every 45 minutes to 1 hour if possible. And what happens is you let go of the tension that is building from always being on computers and mobile screens in these times of the pandemic. Another practice is the Brahma Mudra, where we turn the head to the right, to the left, and to the up and the down. A practice which again will be described by many people during this webinar and is also on the net. and takes a bit of time, so I'm not going to go into it. But we breathe in to the right and we come back with the sound of we breathe to the left and we come back with the sound. We breathe in and we stretch up and come back with the sound of and then we breathe down and come back. So here we have 4 sounds: A, U, E, and This E sound is a sound that is very much to do with the cranial nerves and the special senses. And that is why here you're bringing a new component into it. Because when you do the Brahma Mudra, you are again changing the perception. We are always closed in our perception. What we are doing is starting to understand the other points of view on this side, up and down. And by understanding different perspectives, each time we go away from our perspective to learn a new perspective. And then we come back and we are established in our own central perspective. But now our central perspective has all these perspectives as part of it. I think this is very important for humanity right now, because people have got locked in one perspective. Only I am correct, my way or no way. And we need to realize there are many ways. There are many types of human beings. People of all shape, color, religion, language. The divisions are countless. But we need to look at the unity in the whole thing. That is why the Indian motto, unity in diversity. Let us be diverse, nothing wrong. That is the joy. The joy is that 7 billion counting human beings on this planet, and no 2 of us have the same fingerprints, DNA, or the iris. Isn't that wonderful? That is the variety. But in that variety, in that diversity, lies a unitive principle that the same energy is in all of us. Doesn't matter whether you are black, white, brown, green, blue, or whatever color you are, what language you speak, what nationality you are, whether you are tall or stout, it doesn't matter anything. What matters is the same energy flows in all of us. And when we start to respect the energy that is flowing in each of us, then the true meaning of namaste or namaskar, I bow to the divine energy manifesting in you, the same energy that is in me. We are one. That is the message humanity needs right now. And the Brahma Mudra enables us to not only have a healthy shoulder, back, and neck, very important in these times again, when we are on the screen all the time, but at the same time, expand our perspective to include multiple perspectives. And the moment you have this higher perspective that includes multiple, you have a panoramic view. And you know, the higher your view goes, things seem so much better. The world, Earth looks so beautiful from outer space. And no one from outer space sees what a junkyard we have become or how terrible we human beings are behaving. And that is why as your perspective grows, you can see the bigger picture. And the more you see the bigger picture, the less stressed you are. The less stressed you are, the better your immune function, the better your efficient functioning of all systems. And that is why the Spanda-Nishpanda is where we are going to close today. Tension relaxation. You are going to tense yourself as much as possible and let go. Spanda means tension, holding on. Nishpanda means relaxation, letting go. So wherever you are, sitting, lying down, or whatever, don't do it standing, because there's a tendency, if you relax too much, you could fall down. And what you do is you start to tense your toes from the bottom. The toes, the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs, the hip, the abdomen, the back, the chest. Now start clenching your hands, tensing your forearms, the upper arms, the shoulder, the neck. Now start tensing your face, your lips, your nose, your eyes, your brows, your ears. And you should be shaking in the tension, as much tension as possible. And at this point, take in a deep breath and tense, 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 and then just let go. Letting go in with that whoosh, whooshing sound. Letting go, whooshing out. Just enjoy that instant relaxation. This is the instant relaxation practice. Tension, relaxation, coupling. Reducing the relaxation response instantly. Let's do it again. Tense your toes, heels, ankles, calf muscles, knees, thighs, hip, abdomen, chest, lower, middle, and upper back. Now your fingers, your forearms, elbow, arm, shoulder, neck. Now the face. Your whole body as tense as possible. Hold the tension, 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 and now let go. I got so relaxed, I nearly forgot I had to continue this talk. Let's do it one more time. Tensing up the toes, the heels, the ankles, the lower limb, the hips, the abdomen, thorax, the chest, the back, the fingers, the arms, the shoulders, the neck, the face, as tense as possible. You should be shaking with the tension. The tension is so much. Tense, 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 tense. And let go. Enjoy a little bit of relaxation. When activation precedes deactivation, when tension precedes relaxation, the relaxation is deepened. And the Spanda-Nishpanda Kriya is the instant relaxation technique. You could do it any place, at any time, whenever you feel stressed. Use this to educe from within, again from within, the relaxation response, enabling the body, the mind, the emotions to be as relaxed as possible. Now, the context of yoga is that it places great importance on a proper and healthy lifestyle. So we are all been through this lockdown of different intensities, and some of us coming out of it, some of us still in modified versions. But it's important to remember healthy physical activities and exercise to whatever extent possible, achar, vichar, which is right thoughts and attitudes, ahar, healthy food. It is tempting to be on a junk food diet when locked up, but healthy food is very important, including water. Maintain your hydration. A couple of weeks back, I suffered a very bad heat exhaustion and I realized how dehydrated I'd become. Teaching everybody about hydration and then I become dehydrated. So, remember to talk to yourself. And that is why I've been sipping water throughout this session. Vihar, which is recreational activities to relax body and mind. And we ever have healthy relationships. This social people think social distancing is social isolation. In fact, this is the time we need to connect with each other more. The online connections are a way that we connect with people at least. Wherever you can connect, do not go into isolation, because mental health is a major challenge and it is important to talk to people. It is important to have people you can talk to and be a person that others can talk to. Be ready to talk to people even if it is 2 a.m. in the morning, because maybe you can save their life. Because just to have someone to talk to can save a life in these times. So it is very important that these components of lifestyle, achar, vichar, ahar, vihar, and vyavahar, are brought into our consciousness. We need to be aware of the suffering, but we need to retain our clarity, calmness, and strength so that we can help transform the situation. Such a beautiful message from Nyathan that is so applicable for these times of COVID-19. This is a yogic attitude. We need to be aware. We are not escapist. We are not trying to escape from it. We are not saying, oh, it doesn't exist. But we say it exists. But we need to retain our clarity. That is metacognitive, discerning clarity, which is in the prefrontal cortex. And that is what gives us calmness and strength so we can transform the situation. COVID-19 should be a catalyst of transformation for humanity 2020 to be the best version of itself till date. We need to stay safe, stay healthy. Through yogic self-care, we reduce the fear. We strengthen our immune system to manifest all-round health. May we as one humanity stand our ground. May we fight the enemy within, overcoming the inner enemy, which is fear, strengthening our ability to fight and defeat the external enemy, that is COVID-19. May humanity prevail. And let us move from may we move towards salutogenesis rather than getting stuck in pathogenesis. That is where we become swasth. That is where we empower our own health from within. Remember, a diamond is just a little piece of charcoal that handles stress exceptionally well. We are all potential diamonds. Let us become the diamond that we can be. And this happens when we have the highest attitude. And gratitude to me is the highest attitude. And I end this session with my gratitude to the benevolent management of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth, our respected Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, our Dean of Faculty, our Registrar, our senior members of the faculty, our administration, our staff, our students, my beautiful CYTER team, Dr. Meena, Sri Dayanidhi, our yoga instructors, Dhanush Apnadesh, Charulata, all our PhD scholars and team who are making this event happen so beautifully, and thanking the Divine Almighty, giving us this opportunity to share so much, an opportunity that COVID-19 has made possible, that all of us around the world can be in one place, the same place at the same time together. Such a marvelous, magical experience. Thanking the divinity for it, thanking my Guru Parampara, Swamiji and Ammaji for the knowledge and wisdom of yoga that is being shared through me because of their wonderful inputs, their blessings, and their guidance. Our CYTER at Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth, with its Facebook account, YouTube account, email details, please be in touch. If we can help you, please be in touch with us. We'll do our best to help you. And if you can help us, well, sharing is caring. So share the message, share this event, share the videos, share the good work being done, because sharing is caring. And when we share, it means we care. And when we are sharing and caring, we are truly human beings. I conclude offering my gratitude to each and every one of you who are attending this wonderful event on the occasion of the 6th International Day of Yoga, the international webinar on the role of yoga in times of COVID-19. Hari Om Tat Sat.